All right, Mr. Gary, thank you for the interview.
Like I was saying, I'm preparing an exhibit called the Gala King Indian Invention for the Cheyenne campus of Scotland, Southern Nevada. They had two galleries, one long death. The exhibit I have will fill up one of them. If it's approved, what I'm going to try to do is get working models of some of these inventions. I have until fall, I believe, next year to put the exhibit together.
If you had,
Right now, the exhibit has all these inventions, plus 97 Hubble Space Telescope images, very colorful, and currently 49 movie posters.
gotcha.
Like for example, in the part with the neutralizing radioactivities, nuclear waste and bombs and so forth, I would have movie posters to China send them, some other one, on the beach, another one. And there's about half a dozen, no, more than that, half a dozen space movies, Star Wars, so forth. So it would be a fun exhibit for a lot of people, even though they may not understand all these inventions. I worked part-time in the convention industry here in town. I spent about over 20 years setting up and tearing down Las Vegas convention. I have a standing offer from some of my convention co-workers to build this exhibit. The frames are like 8 feet tall. Top quarters to show the movie posters. The middle of the invention profile. And the bottom part is the name of that particular group, like Technical Solution and Water Shortage. What I like about this what I like about this particular exhibit, see, this is going to be the Cheyenne campus of the College of Southern Nevada. What I expect the exhibit to do is greatly expand awareness among the students of technological possibilities. See, practically all of these inventions and profiles, they're not well known. They're not known at all. But see what's happened over the years. I've had people email me tip, oh, here's an invention. It should go in the, even though it's hardly ever known. I have been a member of several what people call fringe science organizations. The International Testing Society, so forth. And that's how I got to know a lot of these people, through these various organizations. Again, they have a network of over a couple hundred of some of the world's finest inventions and scientists. Alvin Snapper here in town. He died a couple of years ago. People haven't heard much about Alvin Snapper. But he was one of the world's greatest inventors. He had something like 600 patents. Some of them were quite famous. Pen that one, two, three, that's his. He said it made a lot of money now. So IBM selected typewriter has a round type front. That's his. But he has a lot of inventions that have not been used.
Gotcha.
See, the problem is, I've written 2 dozen IPOs and business plans for an enterprise to be successful. You have to have 5 ingredients, 5 assets. One is committed, experienced, competent people. You gotta have good people. Second, a product or service for which there's a market, even though it has not been done before.
Gotcha.
You have to have enough money to carry the company to profitability. Until the company starts selling, making a profit, it has to survive with whatever investment it has. Then you have to have a doable business plan. And again, I've written about 2 dozen IPOs and business plan. So what would be number 5? What do you think would be number 5? I'll tell you what it is. Integrity. The claims made about the people running the company, or starting the company, I should say, they have to be absolutely truthful with what they're claiming. The company has to have integrity. If you get caught lying, nobody wants anything to do with it, obviously. Any other questions?
Oh yeah, Mr. Gary, what got you what sparked your interest in this field?
Invention?
Yeah, what was the thing that got you to start inventing things? Was it necessity?
I have a degree in electrical engineering. Once in a blue moon, I actually make use of it. I mean, some of the courses I had, I don't even know what's in them anymore.
Gotcha.
Like network synthesis, wonderful. What do you do with it? Nothing. But I did learn basic physics. This has been quite helpful in understanding some of the inventions I've written up. Anyway.
I have another question, boss. When you were growing up, who were your role models?
Huh?
Your role models. Who was your role models? Who you look up to?
Robots are interesting, but generally speaking, they still need electricity. Ideally, every appliance or vehicle or so forth has its own power supply. Earlier I said that there's about 20 different ways of building electric cars that don't need the stop of each item. And they're all written up in this exhibit Java Clean Engine.
Mr. Gary, if you had a chance to go back in time, let's say it was possible, if you had a chance to go back in time, what would you tell your younger self?
What's interesting there, if I was young, told me about some of the things I'm involved with, I wouldn't believe you. Like, I invented Oh, okay. It took me 2 years to design a school network. A fancy new education system. Pulling something new and revolutionary out of thin air is a lot harder than my think. When I was designing this school system, I was going by the seat of my pants. What made sense? I didn't have an idea what I was striving for. When I was a junior in high school, well, my father was the superintendent of the school in Drummond, Wisconsin. The school district was the biggest in the state of Wisconsin, 400 square miles. Nothing but woods and lakes and streams and marshes and so forth. My high school graduating class was 32 out of 400 square miles. And that was a big class, 32.
Right.
The one that graduated before me was only 17. When I was a junior in high school, I took a course in gas algebra. And there's only like 6 or 7 of us kids taking this class. Well, from September to about April, that class is going on to use a page. The teacher talked about what's in the book and so forth. Well, I got kind of impatient. Now, Easter vacation for us at that high school was only 4 days. And it rained all that time. So what I did was answer all the problems in about 6 or 7 chapters of this book, the advanced algebra book. So when I came to class after this 4-day vacation, well, there was nothing to do but check my answer. I did get an 8, of course, by the way. Yeah. Well, I think I was already ahead of everybody else. What she did was, not women, what she did was, everybody goes at their own pace. And you know, the only question my whole life that I go at my own pace. Instead of the use of class. What I discovered was a complete different atmosphere. Like coming to the office and to do your work.
Right.
No pressure to study for exams and like that. Now we just stop and talk. Every so often we just stop and talk about some topic. Yeah. One of the 3 things that happened that got me started in the school network project. My dad was a superintendent of the school, along with being my 10th grade biology teacher. It's about 1950 or so. This is when program textbooks started coming out. Oh, read the Tribes of Look magazine. And there's an article about program textbook. Some kid took a program textbook, math book, went through the whole book in a few days, and got nearly 100 on the test. So that was the second that inspired me about this. I can't remember the third one, but anyway. When I was in Stockman High School College, I got kind of interested in program textbook. So that's one of my professors, my electrical engineering professor. How about teaching the classes with this new method? Well, it turned out that particular professor, that's the third one I have, he had a much more mature understanding of education. Even though I'm sure he never took a course in teaching how to teach electrical engineering. So every time we talk with him about teaching method. Well, a year went by, and this is when computers started to be used in schools. And I got to thinking back to this experience I had in high school.
Good.
You know, right now they're still use computers for administration and for individual instruction, right? But I thought, I had the same routine, grades 1 to 12. You start school in September and finish up in Monday. For some of the kids, it worked, but a lot of it doesn't. Either too slow or too fast for habit. It finally dawned on me the answer was to come up with a completely new system. That's from scratch. Nothing. It took me 2 years to do this. Come up with a brand new system. And I got my website into a 125-page document describing this school system.
Wow.
It's what I have. Tells you the school network. Gives you the basic. Ideally, and the system does allow it. Right now, kids have to wait until September, Labor Day, to start school, right?
Yeah.
They can start school anytime. At the same time, they could be starting a course, finishing another course, and be halfway through a couple more courses. That's the way it should be, but it's not. I'm the way 1 to 12 system. But to get to that point in the middle, took me 2 years to figure out. A long struggle. Years ago, I read a book about plastic surgeon. What plastic surgeons have discovered, when somebody gets a new face, the mind personality are behaving like they've had the old face for 21 days. On the 22nd day, it happens every time. On the 22nd day, the mind accepts the new face. Well, kind of has to happen with the 2-year project designing a new system. I come up with an idea. Think about it. It take me 2 or 3 weeks, usually 22 days, to accept this new idea and then plug it in the system.
Gotcha.
It's the way our minds work. So, billions of dollars spent on education. I still believe it's worth spending a little money to try out this system I have. What I got to do is,
Right.
now I did ask the education department at UNLV. Let me back. The way to start with figure out how to use the system, the school network, build a computer simulation. You simulate the whole thing on the computer. You exercise it. But I've been told by people who know programming more than I do, it'd be a big job. So I asked the education department at UNLV a few years ago, how about building a computer simulation? And I got a nice call from this lady who's one of our professors. They simply do not have the computer know-how to build this stuff. Okay. So, I'm still, if somebody gave me a blank check, this is what I tell people. If somebody gave me a blank check, I could develop a lot of these inventions, and we would not recognize the world that we live in. Gordon Geiger came up with an interesting idea. I consider Gordon Geiger, at the time he was alive, one of the world's greatest physicists. He designed a machine called a refresher regenerator. It's half of another machine called a neutrino fusion power reactor. The neutrino fusion power reactor with a 9/10 of power output of a Hoover Dam. And it's about the size of a single wide mobile home.
Okay.
9/10 of Hoover Dam, 1,800 megawatts. But the problem with that machine, it destroys it. So he had to invent another machine where it reverses the flow thermodynamics, the second law of thermodynamics. And what this machine does, it's called a refresher regenerator. It's in the gym. It reverses the second law of thermodynamics. So that for example, within the active footprint of the machine, and so forth, it would reverse the aging process. So if I could take the presence of this machine, revert back to the physical condition I was when 25 years old. But here's the funny thing with this machine. If the machine refers back to, reverses your age back to young, you would not be able to have babies.
Wow.
It screws up the reproduction. That's okay for a lot of people. They have all the sexuality, but I have information. But I'm between the 500.
There you go.
It's quite a, I got it written up. It's a bunch of equations over. One of my papers is that. It's titled 102 electrical energy innovation. All of these inventions are written up in the gallery by Gibber. Any other questions?
Man, I'm stuck. You just giving me all this information. That's pretty awesome. You're one of the easiest
I can
interviews.
talk about invention. Today is Monday.
You're one of the
I talk about invention a couple hours a day.
Nah.
It might be done by the weekend.
Yeah, you're one of the easiest interviews I ever had, man. Thank you so much for this.
What I've done is kind of touch some of the highlights.
Gotcha.
Maybe we should stop.
Yeah, you're okay. Thank you for this. I just want, before we go, any input you want to give me, like about the show? Everything's okay? Anything that I need to work on? Ask more questions?
Me that give it?
No, like me. Like anything I need to do better on this?
No, that's fine.
Doing good. All right, Bucko. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Gary. Go ahead and tell us your website one more time so I can have it here.
I just say it, okay, and then spell it. It's padrack.com/Vesperman.
Gotcha.
It's P as in Paul, A as in dog, A as in alphabet, D as in dog, R as in rainbow, E as in alphabet, contains Kentucky .com/Vesperman. V as in Vermont, E, S as in South Dakota, P as in Pennsylvania, E as in Edward, R as in Rainbow, M as in Montana, A as in Alphabet, N as in North Dakota, Vesperman. Again, padrack.com/Vesperman. Padrack is run by a friend of mine who's a retired physicist from Lockheed. Padrack
Awesome.
actually an acronym that he came up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for your time. You're awesome, Mr. Gary. It was just, I learned so much being here, being in front of one of our greatest minds of our generation. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Gary. You're awesome. And again,
Okay,
have a good day, bud.
bye-bye.
Thank you.